Use well-being as a core value in your team. So here are 4 steps in creating better well-being in your team. Number 1, as a manager, are you a good example of well-being to your team? If you need some help with this, please do watch my video, What is Wellbeing and Wellbeing for Managers first. Now, naturally, if you don't think you're a good role model or a good example of well-being for your team, and the answer is no, we need to start here. Just sit down and have a little think about some of these questions. What are your stress levels? How would you say your general well-being and health is? Yeah? What are your mood swings like? Are you organised and totally effective and proactive? Do you create a positive environment in the working environment and for the team? Here's a really good one. Would you like to work for you? Yeah? And what do you people think of you as a manager? So you might like to start with some of these questions to think about if you're a good example to your team in terms of your own well-being. Because if you're not, you've got to start with you. Yeah? It's like trying to motivate others. You can't motivate other people if you're not motivated. Yeah? So think about it. You can't organise others if you're not organised. And you can't have a team with good well-being if you haven't got good well-being. Number 2, create well-being conversations into your one-to-ones, your coaching, your mentoring, your appraisals, your PDRs, your team meetings. Yeah? Are you happy to have these conversations? Ask how people are, but ask them twice, because every time we ask somebody how they are, yeah, I'm great, thanks. No, how are you? Always ask it twice and have a conversation. Be human. Have the conversations. Talk about their work-life balance. Are they happy with it? What frustrations do they have with it? Understand their aspirations, their motivations. What's important to them in their world? Is it just work, work, work? Might be for you. Perhaps there's other things outside of work that give them great well-being. Do they get enough time to do those things? What's their enjoyment levels at work? Are they doing the right thing? Yeah, perhaps we need to give them a bit of mentoring and a bit of guidance. Have these conversations. Perhaps as a team, get them to do a SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. You'll learn what your people think about the team. It's always a very interesting exercise. What are their interactions with other people in the business and with customers? What are they like? Have these conversations. Do we need to create more budding or mentoring opportunities within the team or in the business necessarily? What are the confidence and self-esteem levels like? And if they struggle with this, please watch my video on how to develop confidence and self-esteem, or give me a shout. How good are they at dealing with change and accepting change, new technologies and ways of working? But what's really important is, do they understand your expectations of what you need from them? And do you understand their expectations of what they want from you and their job and their career and etc, etc? Please start opening up and having much better conversations. You're only going to improve one thing: people's well-being. So it's great to see that you're still with me, and because of that, there's a free download in the description below of a document on how to develop yourself and improve your self-development and future-proof yourself. So number 3, whilst we're having all these conversations with our people, number 3 is about having some difficult conversations where you see there's an issue or problem. Don't sweep it under the table. This is essential for creating well-being. As I always say, be honest, be open and be humanistic. I know there's no such word as humanistic, I just like it. Talk about people's behaviours or changes in their behaviours. If you observe and spot things, have the conversation. Ask open questions to let them express themselves. How does that make you feel? Who else have you spoken to? What areas would you like to change? What things are you finding frustrating? Have those conversations. Are you better off knowing the answers or not knowing them? Of course you're better off knowing, then you can manage and do something about it. Do not stick your head in the sands as a manager. Be courageous. Take responsibility. Have great conversations. And listen. Don't get defensive. Don't interrupt. Yeah? You can't always solve people's problems, and that's really important, but we can help them to sometimes solve their own problems. Or perhaps are there other support systems in the business? Do we need to have a chat with our HR team about what levels of support can we help people if they perhaps need more professional support? But there again, you can't solve all their problems, but it doesn't stop you understanding and showing that you care. And obviously confidentiality is really important in this area. And follow up. Yeah. And with a lot of these things, perhaps people don't want to open up and talk about them very quickly and in the first conversation. Don't say, well, I tried to speak to them, but they didn't want to open up and tell me things. Keep on going. And gradually they'll feel more comfortable. You'll build the trust and they will feel more comfortable in opening up. So that's number 3. Have difficult conversations where you see there's an issue or problem with well-being. Okay, number 4. There's certain team members who are really good at organising activities, interactions, creating that fun, creating that buzz, bringing people together. You might think, oh, here we go again, fun. But, you know, for some people that's important to them in their work, their social interaction. And it may not be important to you because you want to get all these tasks done and achieve all these results. So if you've got these people, give them a bit of freedom. Yeah, think about remote activities on Teams. We're all on Teams, especially if we're working remotely using hybrid models. So, but there again, you know, try and encourage them to do some competitions, sharing experiences, ideas and games in meetings. They don't have to go on for long. Have some fun discussions and encourage people to express themselves and discuss these things. Listen, observe. See what makes your team tick. Yeah? It's not always an exact science of what motivates everyone these days. So you've got to be a little bit more clever. But don't you feel that you've got to organise everything. Come on team, we're going to have fun. Because they'll all go, oh, here we go. Try and get the team to develop it. Try and facilitate them taking the lead on here. Yeah, when the team does come together, if you have office days, face-to-face communication activities, what's important to them, what will create a bit of fun? Yeah, any social activities. Now this is a big thing that we've stopped doing in businesses. A lot of people don't necessarily want to do them. Don't force it. But if there is something they want to do, how can you enable them and encourage them to do these things? Perhaps one thing is really important, encouraging them to give each other a bit more feedback. Giving and receiving of feedback to each other creates a good spirit, and you find out there again. Listen, observe and see what's going on. Get them to discuss work-life balance, and after a while you find out what's important to people, and then you can ask them questions. Is it about family? Is it about sport? Is it perhaps about a charity walk they're doing? Is it about their parents? Do they have concerns about, you know, health and perhaps their weight and exercise? Are there things that you can just observe and then start tapping into? Just being more emotionally intelligent as a manager. So there we have it. 4 really great key areas to create well-being in a team. Number 1, as a manager, you're a good example, yeah, to your team in terms of your own well-being. You've got to sort yourself out before you try and sort other people out. Number 2, create well-being conversations in your one-to-ones, appraisals, PDRs, team meetings, etc. Yeah, don't be frightened of opening up the conversations. Number 3, where there is issues or problems, have difficult conversations. Show that you're prepared to step in and help people to help themselves in certain situations. Yeah, so that's number 3. Number 4, are there any good team members who are good at organising activities, interactions, yeah, and bringing people together? Yeah, follow these 4 key points and you'll be surprised at the outcomes. Yeah, keep giving it a go. Don't just say, oh, we tried that and it didn't work. Yeah, you've got to keep at it, and you've got to create that safe environment for people to feel free to express themselves so they can have these conversations with you. Yeah, remember, listen, observe, watch your team, what makes them tick, and then you can start to provide some of the solutions. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like the video, and any questions, naturally, please do get in contact.